Burns had to come through qualifying over the weekend, seeing off Hayden Pinney 4-3, Martin O'Donnell 4-2. And it'll be Ian Burns then to get the first frame underway. And has caught that very thin, as Burns. The green doing him a favour, taking the pace off the cue ball. But that same green has now got him in a bit of trouble. It's a good safety from Carter. Again, Carter looking for that green. Now, will Carter be tempted by this red just below the blue? Even the one actually between pink and black could be an option, or he may just, again, play safe and try and get Burns in trouble behind that green over the green pocket. No, he's got that all wrong. So it was a shaky start by Ian Burns off the break, but it is he who is in first. This needs to pick up. Trying to get just behind the black to play it into the right-hand pocket, but has gone straight into the back of it, so it's going to be a little touch up to the black. Yeah, just didn't quite judge this, did he? Wanted to come around the back of that black into this right-hand pocket, but slight misjudgment, and Carter will be relieved that the damage is minimal after that early mistake. Good start to the season for Ali Carter, winning the Championship League at the start of the season. Got to the last 16 in Shanghai, lost the decider to Ding Junhui, and a couple of early exits as well, including the Saudi Arabia Masters earlier this month, losing 5-3 to Elliot Slessor. No credit to Carter, he actually tried that match 4-0, so did very well to make a fight of it, but unable to complete the comeback on that occasion. Now then, what has Burns done here? The early toing and throwing in this opening frame has just meant some of the Reds have drifted up the table and a couple have found their ways onto cushions as well. Saying that, still plenty on offer here for Carter to get his teeth into. Twice a quarter-finalist here at the Bet Victor English Open is Ali Carter. 2018, lost to Stuart Bingham. 2022, lost to Mark Selby, and both those players went on to win the title. And speaking of titles, 6 now that Carter has after winning early on this season. Oh no, well, you heard straight away from Carter the exasperation. Did he get a bad contact? Must have, surely. Oh yeah, that's completely changed the angle. But it's been very, very shaky start from both players. Burns only making 1 from a very good opening opportunity. Carter, equally good opportunity, making just 19. Let's see if Burns can maybe capitalise better on this opportunity, but that has just stuck to the Reds. Now, does this go to the right centre? It's not touching the red it's next to, so it will do, but it's a tricky little one to judge. Yeah, played it well, and that is the shot he wanted earlier around the back of the black off that first red, but he's got it right this time. The good thing about this pot is that Burns could focus solely on the pot. The cue ball was naturally taking that path. Dear, well, I was about to say, it's not easy cutting back into a blind pocket, but Burns missed this by quite some way. Didn't catch the jaws. Well, edge of the jaw maybe, but should have done better. It's given Carter another bite at the cherry. Yeah, got himself a little twixt in between there. Still has this red down the rail. Drop it in dead weight, keep himself on the black. So Carter's lead now above the 30 mark.
22.
So this red will make
29.
Carter's lead 40. He just needs a couple of reds and a couple of decent sized colours to leave Burns needing snookers. Just got to play this one carefully. That red on the left hand side, just to the left of the pink. May try and get behind it to the right centre, but he's got to judge this. Doesn't want to go in the middle of it. No, he couldn't have played that any better, actually. He's having a few issues with his lapel or label, but no issues whatsoever with this break so far. So just the blue to put him 53 points in front with just 51 remaining. And he'd like to keep Burns in his chair. Keep his opponent nice and cold, so Carter will be keen to get as many of these balls potted as possible. But the frame, most importantly from Carter's point of view, is well and truly safe.
49.
st 50-plus break for Carter this season. So the break falters at 57, and Carter takes the first frame. Scrappy to begin with, but Carter found his range, and Carter leads by a frame to nil.
Only Carter to break.
Well, both players have struggled, haven't they, with the break-off. Carter catching the jaws. Lucky that that didn't go cutting into the pack and leaving Burns an early opportunity. But Carter's on the cushion, albeit the wrong cushion. Again, a misjudgment. And now, Burns does have an opportunity. Yeah, that's the problem. And that's why it was so important that Carter in that last frame, with that 57 break, kept Burns off the table, because this is a tough shot early on. Mid-range with the rest, fairly cold. Had Burns had a bit of table time in frame one and got his eye in, could well have potted that and got some points on the board here, but instead it is potentially another chance here for the captain. Leading by a frame to nil. Likewise, Michael Holt actually next door, table 2 against Dave Gilbert, taking the first frame there. The other two matches going on at the moment, Ricky Warden against Ming Nungshrat and Yuan Shijun against Balskuz Revez. All those matches on Discovery Plus. Doesn't want to rest into this red, needs it just to click off, and it has. Could have just nestled and that would have been break over for Carter, but that has just flicked off the pack, and this red is available, but it's not a huge amount Carter can do here, but doesn't need to do a great deal with this red, just drop it in and then the black along the rail. Just by nestling that pack as well, Carter's bought another red out, so buy himself a little bit of time before he needs to consider going into the pack. He may fancy it after this red. A nice angle on the black to disturb the reds. Just depends how he feels. But he does have the loose red to the right hand side still. Which he is indeed taking. So
26.
has to get a good position on the black now.
27.
Caught them too thin. He's having problems with his little badge, isn't he, on his shirt. Keeps feeling out for it. It's quite distracting, I imagine. Surprised it didn't pop off at the end of that first frame, just to apply something to keep it on, but keeps feeling for it.
Only got a 34.
So a good 34 there from Carter. Didn't get the luck he needed with the pack off the black, but again, in a good position, and important now for Burns to keep this tight. Where's this red going? Where's this red going? Right over the pocket, so Burns with an opportunity. Depends if he's really straight on this. Has he got an angle on the red where he could maybe come off the cushion? Or does he have to stun this dead or screw it back a few inches to get on the black? No, he had a nice angle. He's played it well, nicely judged. Oh, he's missed another black thick as well.
Ian Burns, 1.
Cannot afford to do that. Well, you can't say that Ian Burns hasn't been given chances in this match so far by Ali Carter. He's been gifted a couple of sitters, really. Just hasn't capitalised. Instead, it's Carter back in amongst the balls.
Seven.
Carter said after he won the 2024 Championship League at the start of the season that he set himself a target of 10 titles before he retires. Currently sitting on 6. You feel that is a target he's more than capable of reaching. Thirteen times he'd reached a final, twice a former world finalist as well.
15.
It's that badge again. I think he's just going to take it off. Yeah. Maybe at the end of this frame, he might just pop off and get some sort of adhesive or something to keep the badge on. Because that is awfully... the referee... It's ironic. No, the referee may have just seen there. Junaid Ahmed just feeling his badge as well, making sure that it's also sticking. Just got stuck in amongst the balls there, caught the pink very heavy.
18.
But this lead is building nicely for Carter. Currently at 51 and a good safety you feel to follow. which it was. Nicely tucked up on the baulk cushion, and another awkward one for Ian Burns to navigate here. Burns lost the first frame over the weekend in qualifying against Hayden Pinney, but won the match by the odd frame. And you do feel the next chance that Burns gets, he's got to start capitalising on. Can't keep letting these opportunities break down so early against the class of Carter. He'll make you pay for it. Unlucky there. Risky shot to play at that pace. It's one of those that he got a little bit too close to it, and the ball didn't really go too far from the pocket.
One. Four. Five.
Justice Pinknett to put Addy Carter 62 up, just 59 remaining. I'll just try and nestle those two reds here, or just sort of cannon those two reds to the left of the pink to leave himself on this other red, which he has done. Overcut that one though.
19 and frame.
But it matters not. It's another frame on the board for Addy Carter. Ian Burns at the moment has barely had a look in. Carter halfway to his intended target, leading 2-0.
Ian Burns to break.
So can Ian Burns achieve a better break off here? They've both faltered on the break in the first two frames. Marginally better from Burns. But Carter now is well and truly warmed up, so you may fancy this long red. Nicely taken. Just caught it a little thick though. Cue ball has rested on the cushion, but regardless of that, these are ominous signs for Ian Burns. Carter leading 2 frames to 0 and knocking in long reds as well.
Ali Carter.
It is piling the pressure on Burns. And another loose one from Carter, and another chance for Burns. And he has got to start capitalising right here, right now. Has Burns. Oh, goodness me. It's just not happening, is it? Too many good opportunities have been squandered. Caught this thick. Caught the red as well. And his left one. Frustratingly as well for Burns, in this format, this best of 7, there's no interval. So he's stuck out there. When we get to the latter stages of the tournament, there will be intervals as we go to best of 11s and best of 17 eventually for the final. There'll be an interval after 4 frames, but not at the moment. But Burns, you feel, could do with one. The black has respotted, much to Carter's frustration. Well, such is the way Burns is missing these chances that Carter is going for some fairly gun-ho shots here. That was high risk, that red, to take it on in the first place, but then to play the position knowing that he'd be leaving the red to the blue. Shows you where he feels Burns is at the moment. Burns has got to try and prove him wrong and start taking one of these chances. And he's been cutting these blacks really thick. Danger here is he might overcompensate and cut this one too thin. Well played.
8.
Now, has he got this behind the yellow? Well, not quite the full snooker, but it's only giving Carter one red to work with. Choices here. Come round the back of the black, catch it thin, or take the pot on. Carter went for the latter. Also looking for protection via the yellow. So again, Carter is going to try and get Burns in trouble off the yellow, but he's caught that all wrong. So Burns now in charge of this safety exchange. Can he play a telling shot? And the answer to that, not really. He's given Carter options again. Well, it's been a match so far, hasn't it, of plenty of chances, and only a couple have been taken, both by Carter, hence why he leads 2 frames to 0 at the moment. Plenty to come today, actually, here at the Victor English Open. Some mouth-watering matches. Mark Selby against Adam Hill, and defending champion Judd Trump against Lau Hung-yu. Both those matches this afternoon. Dave Hendon, Neil Folds keeping you company for those. £1 BST, by the way, the afternoon session, 2 o'clock CET. Still, the lapel, or the sponsor's badge, is giving Carter a little bit of trouble. Let's put it back on for now. Maybe someone's popped out to buy some better glue. Yeah, good shot, acknowledged by Carter. Best shot that Burns has played the whole match, that. Another misjudgment. Has he left anything up here? Certainly got the red to the green pocket. Can he see the red closest to the bottom left pocket here? I think he can, because he's looking at the black, possibly, but it's a delicate positional shot. But he'd love to get the black out of that little cluster of reds and back on its spot. If indeed it will go on its spot. Pink spot is available though. couldn't avoid the cannon on the red. So trusting a little to luck. And if he's on the black, he has had a big slice of it. And all of a sudden,
16.
an awkward-looking set of balls with the black tied up in amongst a few reds has opened up very nicely for Carter.
17.
And he's in that dream position when you're break building of having reds around the black spot and the black spot completely clear. Looking very good right now, Ali Carter,
25.
for a 3-0 lead. Howie and Burns would love to be in amongst the balls now.
39.
Deep into the third frame, and Burns has barely potted a ball. And the danger right now for Burns is that the match could end with the same underwhelming prospect that he's barely potted a ball in the whole match.
47.
Just a black and one more red is all that Carter needs. Which he takes. So Burns, bar a catastrophe here from Carter. He's going to find himself 3 down with 4 to play. And he's going to need the lot. That's what will frustrate Burns even more, is the fact that it's not as if Ali Carter has come to the table and made one visit breaks. He's been gifted all 3. And to rub salt to the wound, Carter has gifted Burns chances, but Burns simply has not taken them. So off 2 cushions for this red on this top cushion, and Carter's played that well. Still a tricky one, but just needs to roll it in. Well, potentially a century on here. Carter can clear the lot. This needs to slow up.
78.
Well, no century, but a very good 78 there from Ali Carter, who extends his lead now over Ian Burns to 3 frames to 0.
To break.
Well, the red has just popped up here. Has Carter got the yellow as cover? No, he hadn't. So Burns has got the first red. Oh, he's straight on this black. Does the red to the left of the cluster that's just popped out go? Into the left centre, possibly. It'll go into the yellow pocket.
Eight.
Just catching that far knuckle.
Ian Burns, 8.
It's the one you don't want to catch. It's just popped out and Carter can cut this one back. But he's going to have to get...
1.
I was going to say, a good angle on a colour to get into the reds. He has got a decent angle on this brown. You can certainly attack the pack from this, but they're very, very tightly bunched. He'll do well to get on a red off this, but let's see. It's sprung off. It has sprung off now. Has he got something?
5.
This could have easily stuck to the reds or just gone onto a cushion, but actually those reds have opened up beautifully, but I don't know if Carter's landed on one. Red to right centre. He would love to be on, but I don't think he is. And his labels come off again. As did the referees. I think they need some new glue or some sort of Velcro option for these labels. Carter and our referee, Junaid Ahmed, struggling with the shirts. Carter is not struggling though in this match. Commanding position right now. Hasn't played his best, but hasn't really needed to either. Burns hasn't offered a great deal of resistance yet. to miss the green. Well, 3-0 down. And has barely potted a ball. Burns has got to throw some sort of caution to the wind here. These reds are beautifully open. Just one mid-range pot with a decent positional shot away from filling his boots. But he's decided not to. Sticking to the safety at the moment. And he's played that really well. Really well. Didn't take the pot on there. Carter was purely a containing safety shot. Well, Burns is in charge of this safety exchange. He's got to keep it that way. Carter has played a good one there. Unless Burns can see this red to the left-hand side of the pink into this pocket. I'm not sure he can, so it's another thin one. He's got to be careful of the red I was talking about and the blue. Oh, he's caught the red. Oh, but he's got lucky. Well, he needs it. He needs it. That could have been curtains for Burns. But the fortuitous red has, if nothing else, kept him at the table. And if the pink passes into the centre, this is another chance.
Seven. 8.
Well, for now, the black is out the equation, but the pink and the blue very much available for Burns. Just caught that a little heavy, so he's going to have to use a couple of reds here as blockers off this blue to stay down this side of the table. That's not bad. The only minus side is that the pink's now tied up, so it is purely the blue now for Burns to keep this break going. So it is critical that he lands right side of it. And he hasn't. That is
20.
the last thing he wanted. And that's also the last thing he wanted. Well, Burns has turned what is a very good position with pink and blue and pink readily available in amongst the reds to much less inviting one. Indeed, it's going to be break over now. But he has at least made a bit of an impact in this frame. Not quite as much as he would have wanted, but he has got himself 28 points in front. Too thin. Needs a colour here to help him, and it has. The green really has helped Burns there. So the reds have all just clustered up on this back cushion, and Burns can't see any of them now, so he's going to have to just come off this left-hand cushion, just nestle into, you'd think, that little triangle of 3 above the black. That's what he'd like to do. Doesn't want to go short for obvious reasons, but if he catches any of those 5 or 6 reds to the right of that little triangle of 3, every chance he could leave one on. So it's a healthy target, but doesn't want to misjudge it. He's coming off this side. Okay, so probably the red below the pink, maybe. It's a finer angle. No, this is the better route, definitely. Well, now he's gone past those 3. What's he done here? Now, he may be okay. Touching ball for Carter. Maybe tempted with the red into the green pocket. Play the cue ball up with the red to the ball cushion, and the red will either go in or come away from the pocket. But as he's got a touching ball, the cueing's awkward, so he'll take the easier safety here. Get control of this exchange. Yeah, better escape that time from Burns. Kept the cue ball nice and tight, close to those reds, and it's a bit of a tricky one, this, for Carter. Gonna have to dig into the cue ball, I think, to try and get it away from everything. He may just play a containing one here and just come up to the red. Doesn't want to leave it touching. No danger of that. But it has given Burns a chance to get some distance here. Carter already waiting. He knows what's coming. Carter's got a good length there, but 2 or 3 reds have come away, one of which by the pink is a presentable opportunity for Burns, who already has a 28-point lead in this 4th frame. And that has been the problem for Burns this morning. Not only missing a lot of chances, he's catching a lot of them thick. Well, Carter wanted that to come another 4, 5 inches maybe to leave him pink into the left corner, but still has it to left centre. It's not going to be easy for Carter this to accumulate too many points without having to rely on some good fortune. Wiped its feet, but the pot is made.
7.
Didn't want to catch the black. And has just taken the pace off the ball and the angle.
Good.
I think Carter's covered on the first red anyway, to the just at the bottom of the black spot, but maybe the one above the black spot will cut back. It's a good recovery.
14.
And he's got an option here, Ali Carter. He could just play it off the green down for the red and near the black spot, or maybe attack the little cluster of 5, knowing he'll still be on the red. And he's gone for the more conservative option, and I think he's come up short.
17.
Yeah, that was an option for Carter, you know, going into the 5 reds, knowing that he could well be on this red that he's now playing safe off. Understandable that he played the shot that he did, but by leaving it short, he had no shot at all afterwards. Well, caught that too thick, caught the black as well. It's given Carter a little test of cueing here. Red to right centre. But if he makes it, he's back in. And he has. And of course, Burns' safety shot just dislodged the reds a little as well. They're still not in position X by any stretch of the imagination, but Carter can work his way around these. Closing in now on Burns' lead, just 4 points adrift.
7.
vitally important as well for Carter to get a good angle on the next colour. Which he hasn't done. He's short on the pink. So, a reprieve here for Burns. But you feel this might be the last one. Burns has got to win this safety exchange and he's in trouble in the safety department here. But he surely cannot leave Ali Carter another chance. Afternoon session, just to remind you, 1 o'clock local time, 2 o'clock CET. Mark Selby, Adam Hill here on table 1, followed by Judd Trump, defending champion, against La Hongyu. Dave Hendon, Neil Folds, keep you company for this afternoon's matches here on Discovery Plus and also Eurosport. Ali Carter at the moment bossing the morning match. I think he's short here. This will be called a miss. Now, will Carter put him back? I'm sure he will. The red along the rail is risky. Maybe take the red to the centre, but he might feel he can get better on what's on offer at the moment. Yep, no surprise. He's saying to Ian Burns, you've got to go again. Now, Burns will know that the length was wrong and the angle, so just a slight adjustment. Looking to get nice and close to the little cluster of 2 reds on the left hand side of the table, just to the left of the black spot. Just wants to nestle up in between them if he can, and again I think he's going to be short.
And a miss, Ali Carter 4.
And again, I think he'll be asked to have another go. This is less favourable than before for Carter. Unless the red goes to the green pocket, but I just don't see him taking the chance, no. It's a hard shot, this, for Burns, because he's got to judge it perfectly. And if he does, Carter will be the first to tap the table and play a safety. But if he doesn't, and Carter will believe that'll be his cue to win the match. Short again, I think. Not by much. Oh, that's unlucky, you know. Not by much at all. If he just grades that red to the right, it would have been a perfect shot. Fancy him to get this one right, though. 4 points that he's giving away each time, not doing a great deal of damage. It's the fact that he's still in this frame. What's key now? This has got slightly better strength on it. Has he done enough?
Foul. And a miss.
Goodness me.
Early factor 4.
The only option is the red down the rail, but he got so close that he's cut off the angle to the red down the rail. So Ian Burns is edging, quite literally, closer and closer to making this shot. Just needs to be careful of adrenaline here, not hitting it too hard. Come on, hit this one, surely.
Foul.
No.
And a miss. Early factor 4.
Well, is Carter going to stay patient, or will he try to take this red on down the rail? He knows it's a frame of match winner. If he makes it and gets on the pink, he might be tempted. He's giving it some thought. He's made it. And if he's on the pink, which he is, you fear now for Ian Burns. Just a couple of reds is all that Carter needs.
8.
So frame ball this for Carter. Which he takes. And you suspect if the pink drops, Burns will probably offer his hand. Lead now is 44. Just 35 left, so 3 snookers required for Burns. Given that it is the last frame, or the only frame that Carter needs, I guess you can't blame Burns for trying to stick this one out. Got to keep the red on the table, ideally. Get a free ball. Oh no, that might be shake your hand, Simon. You know, I don't think he'll carry on. No. Well, it just hasn't happened for Ian Burns this morning. He had chances. Carter offered up plenty in the first couple of frames. Didn't take them. Carter, by contrast, took the ones that Burns offered up. It is a comfortable win then here for Ali Carter on table 1, beating Ian Burns by 4 frames to 0.